Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of DMS 3000 News. It's episode number 146 on this Thursday, March 28, 2024. Welcome and happy Holy Thursday to all of you here. I, of course, am Jason DeCanio, the host of DMS 3000 News, coming to you live from the WJDC studios via the David 3000 Network. So I know we've been gone for about a couple of days. Brian Snow was supposed to fill in for me yesterday, and on Tuesday I was supposed to do the show, but overslept. So, and of course, we have a special guest coming on later in the program. But we're back here for today on the 146th episode, so our episodes are still ready to go. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Met shirt today because I just had left the Dugout Crew studio about a half an hour ago to prepare for this show, of course, today. And we just had our first show of the Dugout Crew with Jesse Ortiz and, of course, our new host who will be with me at the 4:30 hour, Eric Lima, to talk about how he enjoys being the new host of the Dugout Crew for season 2. So with that in mind, let me go ahead and tell you that we have some fantastic articles here as well. And the first one up is why you should be putting aluminum foil behind your router. Yeah. Did you ever think about that? I mean, we have our the box for our internet and we have our router. Okay. So those two things kind of go hand in glove. So they want you to put aluminum foil behind the router. I'm guessing it maybe is just to get a better signal. That's possible. Why not just, put it on a specific place? I'm not sure where I could put it. Well, it's got to breathe somewhere. But I'm going to try that eventually and see if that works because we have some pretty high speed internet here. So why not? But we'll see what they have to say about it. And we'll look at that article later on in the program. And 15 podcasts guaranteed to make you feel smarter. You know, if you listen to podcasts, if you're like a trucker or somebody who's on the road a lot, or you're in between sitting there in traffic, twiddling your thumbs, and you don't know what kind of podcast you'd like to watch or listen to keep your mind occupied, here are 15 that are guaranteed to make you feel smarter. Well, you could always watch our podcast here for an hour and a half and get all the things and information you need and feel a little smarter too. We might add ourselves in as well. Why not? Okay. And here's a great story I thought I would share with you. Here's how I survived a shark attack. Not me personally, but the person who is involved in this article, how they were bitten by a shark and survived. So we'll look at that article toward the end of the program as well. Plus, of course, we have the headline sports and other important information. What day is today and the motivation of the day. That's all coming up later on in the program. And of course, if you're interested to note as well, Chillin' 3000 Hangouts with David St. Dennis will be here every other Wednesday at 6 o'clock. He just had a fantastic interview with somebody yesterday. So go ahead and tune in and check your local listings for when his next interview is going to happen. Okay. And of course, Wipe Those Tears every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We had a fantastic show last night with the group. We're, of course, taking next week off because of Easter. So we'll be back on April 10th with our next episode number 28 for a continued look at the NES games of the letter L. And hope you'll continue to tune in and watch some fantastic critiquing of the Tier Masters at work. Okay, so that's all happening. Check your local listings as well, too, for times and events going on. And of course, at about 4:30, between 4:30 and 4:45, our special guest today, he is the new host of the Dugout Crew, Eric L. Lima, will be with us. M. Lima, actually. Eric M. Lima. I want to say L. Lima. It's M. Lima. But Eric Lima will be here with us to talk about how he enjoys the show of being the new Dugout host and talk about his baseball and his followings and everything. Should be a great interview. We'll have him between 4:30 and 4:45. So he'll be coming in right after the news and sports and headlines and all that fun stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with the program here because we got a lot to cover in the next hour and a half, give or take. So good. I wouldn't say good luck, but enjoy the program because here we go. We're ready for our headlines today for March 28th, 2024. Sam Bankman freed. He's sentenced to 25 years in prison for his FTX crimes. The sentence marks a stunning fall for the 32-year-old former crypto executive who was once seen as the future of finance. Unfortunately, they wanted to give him a bigger sentence of like 50 to 60 years, and his prosecutors wanted to go down to about 5 to 6 years, but now he gets 25. So unfortunately, they kind of did it somewhere in the halfway mark. So by the time he gets out, he'll be 67, and maybe he'll learn his lesson after it's all said and done, you know? House will send impeachment articles against Mayorkas to Senate on April 10th. The House passed the two articles along party lines in February, but proceedings stalled amid government funding negotiations. Life Kits Tips of the Month on seafood labels, eye strain, and sibling relationships. Our most memorable and useful expert advice from Life Kit's March episodes, handpicked by the editors. Here's how to set your reading goals and read more books in 2024. Experts say it's better to set a goal you can stick to and make reading more of a community affair. The piece of wood that saved only Rose in Titanic was auctioned off for $718,000. Yeah, the debris that saved Rose's life in Titanic and sparked a quarter century of debate fetched over $718,000 at an auction of iconic Hollywood movie props last week. It's based on a real artifact. Oof. Next U.S. Census will have new boxes for Middle Eastern or North African and Latino. Biden officials approved proposals for the U.S. Census and federal surveys to change how Latinos are asked about their race and ethnicity and to add a checkbox for Middle Eastern or North African. A Baltimore bridge collapse timeline. Disney and DeSantis settle legal battle. Two bodies were recovered from the Baltimore bridge collapse, and investigators released a timeline of events. The Walt Disney Company and Governor DeSantis have settled their lawsuits. Grief made me lose my balance, and here's how I learned to walk forward again. After a fall near the first anniversary of her beloved aunt's death, a writer explored why grief can make us less sure-footed. She found answers climbing a precarious staircase in Italy. Chevron owns this city's news site. Many stories aren't told. Chevron operates a major refinery in Richmond, California. It also owns the city's dominant news site, putting its own spin on events, and runs similar sites in Texas and Ecuador. Why a town on the front line of America's energy transition isn't letting go of coal. Kemmerer, Wyoming is on the front line of America's energy transition. With its coal plant slated to close and a nuclear plant in the works, but some think the rush to quit fossil fuels is impractical. Struggling. What new and expecting mothers are facing in Gaza? Women who are pregnant or who have recently given birth in Gaza face serious challenges amid daily airstrikes, continued ground fighting, high rates of disease, and a growing lack of food and water. For Baltimore residents, bridge collapse means longer commutes and uncertain prospects. The Key Bridge collapse is a pending life for countless people in the Chesapeake region. Residents say it's not just infrastructure, it's their identity as people who live close to the water. Worry is a disturbing and honest picture of what it's like to be in your 20s. Alexandra Tanner's debut novel, Worry, centers two sisters in their 20s struggling with the love, anxieties, and truth that they hold about each other. Wow. In Florida, there's detent in battle between Disney and Governor Ron DeSantis. Disney and a board appointed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis have settled lawsuits over who controls development in the 40 square mile district that's home to its Orlando theme parks. Some foreign-made cars might be delayed as auto companies figure out port deliveries. The deadly Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse blocked off much of Baltimore's harbor, which handles more cars and trucks than any other U.S. port. Companies have some options to keep imports coming. California judge recommends disbarment of pro-Trump attorney John Eastman. The California judge found that attorney John Eastman committed exceptionally serious ethical violations in his efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election and recommend disbarment. An appeals court says undated Pennsylvania ballots don't count. A federal appeals panel says mailed ballots arriving on time, but in envelopes without dates, handwritten by Pennsylvania voters, shouldn't be counted. This case is expected to reach the Supreme Court. Centrist former Senator Joseph Lieberman has died at the age of 82. As Al Gore's running mate in 2000, Lieberman became the first Jewish candidate on a presidential ticket of one of the two major parties. He later became an independent and was leader of No Labels. Yes, I remember Joe Lieberman very well. Very, very interesting left centrist. An Arizona lawmaker announced she was getting an abortion. Here's what happened next. State Senator Eva Birch hopes her experiences will convince her colleagues to leave abortion access up to doctors and Arizona voters this fall. Life without a government in Haiti. Well, Haiti is in the middle of a crisis and is without a government as gangs in Port-au-Prince prevent one. But some parts of Haiti have lived without a functioning government for so long they cannot remember what it's like to have one. Our reporter in Haiti takes us to one village, and one such village at that most. And finally, the best-selling psychologist of Thinking Fast and Slow, pronounced dead at the age of 90. One of the founders of behavioral economics who incorporated human quirks into the study of how people make economic decisions has died. Daniel Kahneman was 90 years of age. Oh, sad day in the world of people passing. And unfortunately, it's got a, it's terrible when they pass, but the legacy that they have is amazing. The lives that they have taken on. Okay, let's look at the sports right now. We're going to look at the NBA. So let's go ahead and take a look at the scores from yesterday. In OT, it was the Nets beating the Wizards. Whoa, they upset the Wizards 122-119. Hornets over the Cavaliers 118-111. It was the Warriors over the Magic 101-93. Knicks over the Raptors 145-101. Big win for the Knicks. Clippers 108. 76ers 107 and a nail biter. Hawks over the Trailblazers 120-106. It was the Bulls over the Pacers 125-99. Timberwolves beat the lowly Pistons 106-91. Rockets over the Thunder 132-126. Lakers over the Grizzlies 136-124. Spurs over the Jazz 118-111. And the Suns beat the Nuggets in Denver 104-97. Tonight's games have the Celtics at the Hawks at 7:30 and the Bucks at the Pelicans at 8 o'clock. Tip off 7:30 and 8 o'clock. Two games on NBA Thursday. Should be on at either TNT or TBS. Check your local listings for those two games. Should be good on the Holy Thursday night. Let's take a look at the NHL and get you squared away on the Hockey League. Getting close to the playoffs here, finally, folks. It's going to be interesting to see how it is. The Knicks, not the Knicks, the Rangers clinched the first playoffs of the season in a win in overtime a couple of days ago. So they've got one of the first playoff spots. Two games last night. It was the Senators beating the Sabres 6-2, and the Lightning upset the Bruins 3-1. Tonight's games have the Capitals at the Maple Leafs. Face-off is at 7 o'clock. Blue Jackets at the Penguins at 7. Blackhawks at Senators. The Flyers at the Canadiens. The Islanders at the Panthers. Red Wings at the Hurricanes at 7:30. Golden Knights at the Jets at 8 o'clock. Sharks at the Wild. Flames at the Blues. Rangers will take on the Avalanche at 9 o'clock. Kings at the Oilers. Stars and Canucks at 10. The Ducks at the Kraken. And the Predators will take on the Coyotes at 10 o'clock tonight. Well, since there was no opening day today for the baseball, right now, unfortunately, the Mets were supposed to play a 140 game, and that game was supposed to be over, but it didn't happen. Let's just break right into the regular season right now. Officially started today. As you can see, I was wearing my Mets shirt, was on the dugout crew. Right now in the bottom of the third, the Orioles have a 5-1 lead over the Angels. It's the top of the first right now. Giants and Padres are scoreless. Mid-first, Blue Jays at the Rays. Yankees at the Astros. These are all top ones. Pirates at Marlins 0-0. The Twins have a 1-0 lead over the Royals in the top of the first. Tigers at the White Sox 0-0. Nationals and the Reds mid-first. Cardinals at the Dodgers scoreless. Tonight you have the Cubs at the Rangers at 7:35. The Guardians will play the Athletics at 10:07. Rockies at the Diamondbacks at 10:10. And the Red Sox will take on the Seattle Mariners at 10:10. So the Red Sox don't have their opener until at least next week or the week after. And don't forget, tomorrow's games will be the Brewers and the Mets. That's a 1:40 game that was supposed to happen today, but that's because of the rain. So all those ticket holders who were for yesterday's game are allowed to attend tomorrow for it to count. Okay? And so that way we'll see what happens with that. Okay? And I think that was the only thing else too. Yeah, that's for sure. All right. So we'll see some of those final scores for tomorrow as well. Okay. So the important information for today is, of course, it is Holy Thursday. The Mass of the Lord's Supper is tonight at 7 o'clock for most parishes around the Diocese of Orlando. So if you attend tonight, make sure you get there plenty early, at least 6:15 to 6:30 to grab a seat, because they do fill up pretty fast. We have some comments too, so let's take a look at those. Purple Goblin is doing here. How you doing? I'm doing great. Welcome aboard. And Emu is here. And so tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at a birthday party. Great to know that, my friend. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the show here today. My important information is that Good Friday is tomorrow. We'll have some important articles pertaining to some commentaries about the passion and the death of Christ on the cross. Should be very interesting. I'm going to try to make it as less gorish as maybe the Passion of the Christ with Mel Gibson. And now I'll be wearing some red, of course, for tomorrow. And we'll have a little bit of background on that. We didn't have a chance to put the background up for the Holy Thursday today. It was a last minute thing. And what else did you say? And Monday, April 1st, I will be viewing YouTube live streams, and I won't be on Facebook messages or Discord, just to avoid April Fool's jokes. That's true. Yes, Monday is going to be April Fool's Day. Who knows? You might see somebody else here in this chair doing the show. You never know, for that matter. But do indeed tune in on April 1st. We'll have some April Fool's stuff for you, why we celebrate April Fool's Day and all that good stuff, plus some Easter stuff as well. So it should be a very interesting after Easter celebration. Okay? And I'll be on 2 shows next week. Brandon Martin picks up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's what else I wanted to tell you. We'll be back here next week for the Easter week. And Brandon Martin will have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to take over the shows. And I'll take over Monday and Tuesday. We'll do a split like we did a long time ago when we first started this show back in June. And also, too, we're going to be having a special week in the week of June to have for our anniversary celebration, a week of special shows with some great guests. I hope that we can get some fantastic people on here to talk about their time here on the show. I'd like to get Erin Perry back in to talk to her over the course of it. But when you live in Germany and you've got a 6-hour difference ahead of us, it's quite difficult to get her on, especially at 10 o'clock at night when she's like sleeping. So that's kind of difficult. We'd have to do a pre-recorded interview if that was the case. But if you would like to be on the show for that week of the anniversary of our show, we would love to have you here and talk about your reminiscence. And we'll go over some humoristic stuff, like when David honked the horn on me. And by the horn, I mean we have that horn right here. Yeah, that horn. Yeah. David was always doing that when I was half asleep for the matter. Okay. Well, I think I've covered everything pretty much, and that is what I'm about to do. Is we're going to go on break right now, and when we come back, we will wait till David comes around. Or not David, Eric Lima. Oh boy. What does that mean? Well, Eric Lima should be coming back and going to our show in the next 10 minutes. So what we'll do at that point is look at we don't have news of the weird, but when we come back, we'll look at our first article of why you should be putting aluminum foil behind your router. All right, we'll look at that article. Plus, of course, we'll have Eric Lima in the next half hour. More of DMS 3000 news when we come back, right after this.
Hey, Tom, what's with the beekeeper suit?
Well, Panda Express has this new honey sesame chicken breast. It's sweet, crispy, and delicious.
That sounds good.
Yeah, but since we can't go to Panda, I figured we'd make our own.
You sure about this?
Trust me, I'm practically the king bee.
Long live the king.
Introducing new honey sesame chicken breast. Thin, crispy strips of all-white meat chicken with fresh string beans and yellow bell peppers. Wok tossed in our new honey sesame sauce. Only at Panda Express.
It's coming!
The thick, rich taste you love. But sometimes, some days, you're in the mood for something a little bit tangy, a little bit kicky, a little bit spicy. Yeah, Heinz 57 sauce. It's like ketchup with a kick.
Sorry. This Easter, lots of bunnies are trying to be the Cadbury bunny. But there's only one Cadbury bunny, and he brings the two candies perfect for Easter. Cadbury's mini eggs with their sugar shell and milk chocolate inside, and Cadbury's cream eggs with their chocolate shell and creamy filling. Which is why no bunny knows Easter better than him.
If you've got flaky, shaky tires that are ready to blow, there is only one place you should go. When you want low prices that'll beat all the rest, only Tire Kingdom meets the test. Come to Tire Kingdom, yeah, the Tire Kingdom, 'cause only Tire Kingdom gives you more. Guaranteed lowest prices, fastest service, best selection. Tire Kingdom is your only tire store.
Peppermint, wintergreen, so full of life, save us, yum.
These tires are all the same, Goodyear, but they're all different. Different tires for different drivers. They've got them all, and they're all very good.
Instead of a tune-up, all I needed was a little fuel filter. This saved me money.
I just got white letter Eagle ratings. Hey, looking good never hurts.
You gotta be good to be Goodyear.
Goodyear tires and auto service for more Goodyears in your car.
We're Goodyear!
A smart mechanic and a computer add up to good car service every time.
When it comes to the tires I drive on, I'm not about to pinch pennies. I want the best I can get. Goodyear.
Hey!
They don't waste my time. They don't waste my money. That's just plain good business.
You gotta be good to be Goodyear.
Goodyear tires and auto service for more Goodyears in your car.
We're Goodyear!
Okay, this is why you should be putting aluminum foil behind your router, as we'll look from Brooke Nelson Alexander on this situation that was updated on towards the beginning of this month, actually, on this year. The surprising hack could be the remedy when your Wi-Fi throws a buffering tantrum. But is it the real deal or just another tech myth? Well, imagine that it's a cozy Friday night at your home, and you're all settled in to binge watch your favorite show. You've got your snacks lined up, your comfiest blanket at the ready, and the perfect spot on the couch. There's just one problem. Your Wi-Fi signal is dragging. Now, in this age of instant streaming and virtual meetings, all of us are sadly way too familiar that the dreaded spinning wheel, or with the dreaded spinning wheel, the woo-woo. But what if I told you there's a science-approved tech tip that promises to put an end to your Wi-Fi woes, and the solution is a household staple that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now? Yes, you read that right. Turns out boosting your Wi-Fi signal is one of many fascinating aluminum foil uses you never knew about. To get the inside scoop, I asked an expert to explain how this trick works and even grabbed my lab coat, aka my pajamas, to test it out. And thanks to a strategically placed sheet of aluminum foil, you just may be one step closer to banishing sluggish internet connections for good. The way this hack works is shockingly simple. But first, you need a little background on Wi-Fi signals. They come from the antenna on your router, which creates the connection with your smartphone, computer, and other internet-connected electronics. To reach all the devices in your home, these signals behave like radio or light waves, spreading out to cover every available space, like a sprinkler head spraying water in all directions, according to tech expert James McQuinigan, a security awareness advocate at the online security platform KnownBe4. Unfortunately, this can make the signals less efficient, weaken the connection, and be one of the reasons your internet is slow. And not only does it send Wi-Fi signals to parts of your home where you don't need it, but it can also lead to dead zones in certain areas where the signals can't be reached or are blocked by large obstructions like walls or floors. By placing a curved sheet of aluminum foil around the router, you can shape the flow of the Wi-Fi signals more effectively. The shiny side of aluminum foil will reflect the beams coming from the antenna and point them at a specific place. From there, all you have to do is adjust the direction of the foil's curve to steer the signal toward the parts of your home where you need better internet connection, like your living room, bedroom, or office, or direct it away from spots where it would be wasted, like a window. Well, if you think this trick sounds too good to be true, we don't blame you, but don't just take our word for it. Researchers at Dartmouth College vouch for it. And when they tried it out for themselves, they found that using a reflective curved surface like a soda can or a piece of aluminum foil could strengthen Wi-Fi signals in some spaces and weaken it in others, maximizing the coverage's overall efficiency. Still skeptical? Well, in their paper, the researchers reported that their 3D printed shape covered in aluminum foil, which they designed to match the specific Wi-Fi needs of the room, was able to boost wireless signals by up to 55.1% in certain spots, as well as reduce them by up to 63.3% in spots where Wi-Fi wasn't needed. So there you have it. Now, strengthening your Wi-Fi speed isn't the only perk of this handy hack. It can also boost your online security, according to the Dartmouth researchers. And by limiting the reach of your Wi-Fi's beams to the areas where you actually use it, you can reduce the risk that hackers will access the signal and attempt to steal your data. Such physical confinement of wireless signals serves as a complementary method to existing network security measures such as encryption, and hence raises the barrier for attackers, the researchers wrote. So, how to use the aluminum foil to boost your Wi-Fi? Well, find a roll of aluminum foil, cut a sheet to be approximately a foot long on the height of your Wi-Fi router, and if your router has a physical antenna extending from the top, make sure the foil reaches a few inches above it. This won't matter for routers that have an internal antenna. And then bend the fold to create a C shape with the shiny side of the foil facing inside the curve. For routers with outer antennas, you might need to fold the top so that it covers the antennas. 2. And place the foil behind the router with a curved portion facing toward the router and the target area where you want to boost the signal. You might need to fold the bottom part so that the aluminum foil can stand straight up. And finally, go to the targeted area. Enter Google Speed Test into your phone or home computer browser search bar and select the blue button that reads Run Speed Test. The test will evaluate both the upload and download speeds of your internet connection and deliver a brief report. And while aluminum foil is a lightweight, flexible, and widely available option, it's not the only item that can improve your Wi-Fi. Other common household metals, such as steel or copper baking sheets or soda and beer cans, could be equally effective for this hack, McQuinigan says. Just make sure to position them so that the curved reflective part faces toward the area in your home where you want to amplify the Wi-Fi. All right. So they tested it, and I guess it worked out pretty well. Okay. And we thanks to Brooke Nelson Alexander for that great article. All right. Well, now that we have taken care of that, I have my special guest ready to go with us from the Dugout Crew, the new host of the program for season 2. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Give a big warm welcome to Eric Lima. Yes.
Hello.
Wow. Welcome to DMS 3000 News. And I think it's the first time you've been on our show.
I think so, but a long time no see with you.
Yeah, well, we were just on. I was with you just about an hour ago. How did the rest of the show go, by the way?
David came in and filled in, so and went pretty well. So any baseball fans out there? So
we've got a lot of fans out.
Check out the Dugout Crew podcast if you're a baseball fan. And David is right. Mike Trout did hit the first home run of the 2020. He did.
He predicted that very well. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, the only person who wasn't there this week was Joey, and he'll be back next week. But he sends his condolences. It's like no problem, buddy. But let's go ahead and talk about you and this new role that you have been picked by myself. I am the man responsible for having Eric Lima take over this new season of the Dugout Crew. And what were your thoughts about when David told you that you were going to be picked to host this season?
I'll be honest with you, I was pretty shocked. But everybody, people know I've been a baseball fan since 1986, and when David asked me to be part of the panel last year, I said, okay, why the heck not? Be a whole lot of fun, and we did have some fun, and I filled in for him a couple of times, and I think a lot, and people, like you, believe that I should be the host, and here I am hosting the show. We did pretty well, and so
the only thing I was go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was very honored to be chosen. No.
Yeah. The only thing I was worried about was when he was going to make his decision, because I kept pressing him. I'm saying, our show is going to be on in a few days, and you haven't made that announcement. And I was waiting for him. I was keeping it a secret because I wanted him to be the first one to tell you, and then when you guys already told me and he come back and he says, I already said it. I'm like, oh shoot. Okay. So I'll make the announcement then. So I wanted to keep it a secret and get everybody in a surprise mode before, so that way, if David wanted to make the announcement, then he would have had first dibs on it. So, but I never gave up on it. And I said, Eric would be great. Now he probably had some other people in mind who would have taken over the show, but I thought maybe when I saw you take over the second week and you had a great flow of the show and everybody got a chance to speak, and wasn't phased as, singled out. You gave everybody an opportunity to give their report. And I think that's that I saw that and I was like, yeah, Eric would definitely, make sure that everybody has a chance to talk.
Yeah. Here's the thing too, when you're learning a lot from the Rant and Rave podcast, I'm still a panelist of, and you pick up a few things from there. So that's where, because they always ask you, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on this? And, so that's, so I learned a lot from that. So,
yeah, exactly. And how long have you been on the Rant and Rave podcast? Since the inception? Come on.
I believe I was here. My debut was in episode 73. Of Rant and Rave. So I've been, all over a year now. A little over a year now. I know I've taken a hiatus in 2022 over the summer because of the whole deletting the house situation, which that's kind of resolved in some sort. But other than that, like I said, I've been around for over a year. For the Rant and Rave podcast, got to interview a lot of great people. And honored to meet a lot of people. So.
Yeah, exactly. And you've been around the bush a lot. You've come from a long way of just putting up with a lot of crap over the course of just I would say 10 years. But you have bounced back and
Yeah, yeah. Thing is, I debuted in YouTube 2011. You know,
So this is your 13th year.
13th year on YouTube. So being on
Yeah.
YouTube and doing a lot of my shows, and to me, doing this my new channel, of course, Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977 has been like my big comeback, so to speak. After what I've been through last year, not last year, the year before, and what I've been through, since 2016 and everything else in between. So it's between 2016 2022, I've been that period. It's been like a rocky road, but a rocky road, so to speak. But ever since, like I said, and ever since I opened up my new show, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty decent so far. So
now we remember you in the basement of your parents' house, and now you got your own room, and you've made a very good transitional adjustment there. But I bet you a lot of people still wish you were back in the basement, though, because that's where they remember you most, right?
Well, I think a lot of people, even though I get insults like, "Oh, you're in your basement," making jokes about that, and I'm sure, but there are a lot of majority of people that say I probably made an improvement, and to me, this is an upgrade, more than anything.
It looks very good, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to. As I bought a few things that will help me readjust a few things in my room as I'm kind of looking around. So it's like, and I think during my vacation I will do that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So it's yeah, in a way, I think this is an improvement. And like I said, the only upside to living in the basement is you get more of a privacy.
Yeah,
in the basement than up here, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it's
sacrifices you got to deal you take, but you've handled it really well, and you made the adjustments. And one thing, folks, about Mr. Lima is that no matter what challenges he's faced over the course of however long he's faced them, he has bounced back so much, and we honor and we appreciate everything that you've done and are continuing to do to make the YouTube experience just a fantastic time for everybody. And let's see, you have now. I remember your first videos and how shy you were on the camera. How very little interaction you had, but as you got better with it, you got more interactive and showed off a lot more of yourself. And now it's like you're a pro at this. You went from the shy amateur.
to It's to me, when I first started out on my YouTube back in 2011, I was really excited. It was like, I want to make sure I choose my words carefully because I don't want to say the wrong thing or anything like that. And just I want to get people to know me and people to know my personality, who I am, and all that. They can judge it at face value or whatnot. But as I've grown, I figured, okay, I can do this, I can do that, and I can have a lot of fun with this. Who knows? And a lot of people, I don't want to be the next Numa guy, so to speak, but
yeah, for sure.
But, even though it'd be a little bit fun to be popular and all that, but my goal on YouTube is basically just to interact and communicate with people that if they don't have a Facebook or a Twitter account or anything or an X account or an Instagram, they say, well, I wonder how Eric Lima's doing, and they could find me on YouTube. YouTube's one of the best things about it.
You're very easy to search because you had two channels before this third one. So even if they go as far back as your very first channel, you're still searchable, and you haven't shut those other channels down. You said you weren't because you wanted everybody to still find it.
Yeah, and plus, archived. First two channels I consider archive channels to me, and that's why I left them alone. So that's why I left them alone. Basically, I know I have not been trolled on those channels, and I haven't heard anything from that. But and this third channel this is like a new era for me coming up here. And ever since 2022, basically, the summer of 2022, late summer, September, that's how I started. And the Labor Day was my first episode. I had a pilot episode and all that.
Yeah,
I had to lay down a few ground rules and show off my room a little bit and. I may have to do like an update on the room soon. So it's like, and I'm thinking of doing that. So ever since then, I came up with ideas for segments of the show and all that. for my
Yeah,
show.
you've
And,
done.
you know,
Yeah, you pretty much. Yeah, you've made your new channel almost like a network channel. Like I helped David to turn around his channel. It's one of those
yeah.
things that if you can make it into a network and start putting shows up there that everybody can watch, because you have a variety of not just game shows, but you've got unboxed episodes where you do
Yeah.
unboxings of eBay stuff and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
So you have a
I decided to come
variety
up
of
with a
programs.
fancy. So coming up with I wanted to come up with fancy names, unique names for these segments. Like,
Yeah.
When it came to the new channel, this channel here, I figured, I wanted to make it a very unique channel, what I want to call it. So when I call it Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977, because I heard the word shenanigans throughout other podcasts and all that, including my friends over at Bofus and the Sofas on the Mr. Garrison 96 channel.
Right.
And I heard the word shenanigans. I'm thinking, that's an idea, and I tried to put it together. And I want to put Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. I figured it'd be a unique name for it. And not only that, because I was born in 1977, I figured all the crazy stuff I caused in 1977. I got one person picking on me. Oh, this is 2024, 1977. And I kindly, instead of like insulting him back and all that, I explained to him why I call it that. So that way he'll understand. He'll understand and all that. So, and since then, they haven't responded back to me, but that's okay. But
maybe you didn't understand, but maybe if you didn't, no skin off your back,
Yeah. And I'm sure, and I'm thinking they probably got it and understood now, and they probably get it. That's why I call it. That's why Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977 was a unique name for it. So, yeah, I came up with other segments like the unboxing you mentioned. I call it virtually purchase acquisitions, which I came up with the name VPAs, as you like to call them, because it's a virtual purchase. You go online and purchase it. It's like a virtual type thing, and it comes and it only comes in the mail. You acquire it, so that's why I call it that. And I've given it other names when I had my second channel up, but then I figured I need to come up with a new name, and I don't want to call I don't want to call my channel the Eric Lima Show, the Eric Lima Channel. It's bland. To me, that's bland.
The one thing you don't want to do is focus it on yourself. You want to try to branch it out a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta advertise it a little bit more. I like other people to watch. I'm at 260 subscribers right now for this channel.
That's great.
Which is and my goal is try to reach 300 by the end of this year. That's the ultimate goal.
It's hard to get subscribers. Have you noticed it's hard to get subscribers, but easy to get views? Have you noticed that in the last 6 months?
It is a challenge. That's why I said end of this year, because I can't get 300 views like in a couple of months or something like that. It takes time for subscribers. But like I said, views are easy to come by. And I receive a lot of views, especially for my pressure luck videos that I do. And I have a lot of fun with those. It's amazing. One of my videos already, since opening up a new channel, is over 1,200 views. So
it's like some certain videos have some high views. And have you noticed any when you first upload a video, regardless of the time frame, have you noticed any views being taken away from you, or YouTube trying to play with your views? Have you noticed anything?
I've been hearing a lot about that from other of my other channels, like the Bofus and the Sofas. They got views taken away from them. I haven't heard anything from on my end. It doesn't bother me about views of people. As long as people watch my videos and people know who I am, then I do get recognized.
Yeah, well, it has something to do with the account that whoever's watching it, if they have an active account. I noticed that when I first upload a video, the views are high. I get maybe like 36 to 50 views, but then I'll notice like 2 hours later, it dropped back to 15 to 20 views. And I'm like, what in the world? And then it'll start building itself back up again. So my only guess is that YouTube is weaving out the bad accounts, or the trolling accounts, or the fake accounts that are trying to come in there and do damage to the videos. And I appreciate that, but boy, I would just, do it in a way that, but that's something that I'm glad finally YouTube is cracking down on for that reason. One final question I had before we take a break, and I I don't think you've ever been asked this, and I don't know if you did. What is Big Beefy E? How did you get that nickname?
That nickname came from me from my friends over at Bofus and the Sofas over at the Mr. Garrison 96 channel. Gary Newkirk gave me that. Garrison Newkirk gave me that nickname. He thinks I'm big and beefy, so that's Big Beefy E. And I thought I gotta stick with it. I said, you know what? They gave it's like, you people can choose the way you look at it. You can be negative or it can be positive. I took it in a positive direction and said, you know what? I have an idea for that. And so that's why I came up with the with the Boston Sports Beat. Big Beefy E's Boston Sports Beat.
Great idea.
And so I figured I'd come up with that and said, hey, I'll use it. It was a lot of fun.
And it works. And
maybe if I open a new channel, I'll call it the Big Beefy E Network. Who knows for sure? Or Big Beefy E Shenanigans 1970. Who knows? Who knows what I can come up with if I come up with a new channel? But my channel has not been threatened, so it's a good thing. The reason why I open up, I open up a second channel just in case my first one gets somehow, eliminated by threats of trolls and all that. But it has not been since, so I kept it. And like I said, once I moved up here, I figured new era, open up a new channel with a new era and all that. I only have one of Facebook, one Twitter account, and one X Twitter account, one Instagram. I wanted to be real me, and YouTube was only different because of situations that happened. So, but I just use one current channel right now. It's the American Shenanigans 1977. People like it, and people love it. Like I said, Big Beefy E was a nickname given me by the Bofus and the Sofas. You gotta watch they had the funniest show ever. Sometimes there's situations you can't stop laughing at. So it's so good, and they're good.
Yeah, another great group of people is the Pittman brothers. Man, they have just dominated last year.
They dominated the awards show.
Yeah,
they did on the show in 3,000 awards, and I got some awards this year.
You got some awards too. You were nominated one.
And I'm nominated. I was nominated a lot of times, and just being nominated a lot of times and winning awards. And I'm very happy about that. It shows that my channel's being recognized and by a lot of good folks out there. And like I said, thank you for that. And like I said, the Putnam brothers, Alex and Austin. Austin's got great knowledge of movies. And Alex has got great knowledge of sports and wrestling, and both of them combined, and they're well liked. And as right, I think they made that show both was even a lot better because you have the balance of the comedy between Jerome Latimer, aka Romy, and Gary, and you got the the knowledge and the kind of like the calm demeanor of both Putnam brothers, and they'll crack a joke here and there, and it's the most well balanced show ever. I'm giving those both of boys a shout out because the fact that's the most well balanced show. That's why they've been very, very successful because the balance they have. It's great.
Yeah, they've got it down to where they could do it in their sleep with their eyes closed or with blindfolders on and still be able to pop out a great show every week. I watched one of their shows and I was like, wow, no wonder why they've got the follow. It's truly amazing. Well, I must say, Eric, I'm impressed with you with everything that you have accomplished over the course of 13 years and still going strong. And would like to have you back at least every week to talk about Red Sox and baseball and definitely get us up to date on what's going on. Because I know those who are not able to tune into the Dugout Crew can always tune into DMS, and we'd like to have you back as like the sports commentator and tell us what's going on and what happened on the current version of the Dugout Crew. I know I'm probably gonna hear the same report, but from your standard point of it, that would be great. If you have the time, definitely check us. Come on whenever you want.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Eric. Oh yeah. By the way, what's going on with Rant and Rave tonight?
Well, Rant and Rave, I think we got to talk about the situation on Monday Night Raw with The Rock making an appearance. And everything else between Brandon Martin will not be on because of announcements because he's doing announcing duties. Jordy Scow will be taking over. I'll be joining him later on tonight at 8, along with Michael Mabardier and Andrew Hawking. So join us there if you guys love. We'll be talking a lot of wrestling. We'll be talking a lot of movies, anime, whatever. And whatever's on my mind, we each do a topic. So
yeah, you guys are gonna have the 233rd episode tonight. Woo, boy,
233 episodes, man.
That's nonstop without a break. You guys have gone nonstop without a break.
Yeah,
looks like
and
it looks like you're never gonna take a day off.
Yeah, but we're doing good. Well, we
Doing
keep
great.
watching the videos and getting guests on, which is a big thing. I think the big thing about Rant and Rave before is the guests that we have on, and just getting we want most of them are wrestlers that we see on TV, and we get to talk to these guys. That's the ultimate honor for me. Now, and just like I said, my obviously people want to know what my favorite episode, Rant and Rave 200. Need I say more? That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. Well, thank you, Eric. We appreciate you coming on today for this edition. And again, congratulations on being the new host of the Dugout Crew. I know you will take us to new heights, and hopefully we'll be able to get the views up this year. And we'll see you next time. All right.
All right.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Right,
and when we come back, yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. When we come back, we're going to be looking at that article about the surviving the shark attack. We won't have time for the 15 podcasts guaranteed to make you feel smarter, but we'll look at how this person survived the shark attack. All that and more of DMS 3000 News when we come back right after this.
Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, at Carvel, it really doesn't matter. I'm Cookie Chick. That's right, Cookie Chick. And both the chocolate-covered egg and myself are custom-decorated Carvel ice cream cakes made fresh daily at participating Carvel ice cream stores for Easter.
Now, would you like to send one to a friend? Please call the toll-free number that you see listed here, and we honor most major credit cards. Thank you.
Make your home the showplace of your neighborhood. At last, a beautiful house that's really maintenance-free. Garden State Brick Face is 3 layers of tough, steel-reinforced cement that will seal and insulate your home. Brick face, stucco, or stone face, our skilled craftsmen will create a beautiful, customized, maintenance-free exterior on your home. Call now for a free estimate.
For a free estimate, call 1-800-228-6600. Call now, or look us up in the yellow pages under Brick.
What, Mom? The Chex Party Mix is for the guests? Good grief.
Don't worry, now it's so easy. We can make more in 10 minutes.
I can't even make toast.
Just mix up the Chex and the seasoning, shake it in a bag, and pop it in the microwave.
They're not coming? We can't eat the Chex Party Mix? All right, Chex Party Mix. It's so easy and so good.
Come to Pathmark's Sidewalk Sale. And with coupons from Sunday's paper, pick up fabulous savings like Pathmark Premium Ice Cream, 99 cents. Watercraft Mayonnaise, 99 cents. 2-liter Pathmark Soda, 2 for 69 cents. And Tyson's Frozen Cornish Hens, perfect for barbecue, only 69 cents a pound. Save at Pathmark 24 hours a day.
When I get home first, I like to cook dinner. I don't like to find bugs in the kitchen. So when I did, I called Sears Once-A-Year Pest Control. They're real convenient for us. No monthly visits, no smelly sprays. They put these special baits in out-of-the-way places behind cabinets and between walls, and if the bugs come back anytime during the year, so will Sears.
Hey, handsome. What's cooking?
Sears Once-A-Year Pest Control. It really works.
Drinking water is essential to your health. That's why you need to drink plenty of water to keep you hydrated throughout the day. Unlike power drinks or soft drinks, water is truly the only drink that can quench your thirst. It's an easy, refreshing way to keep your body healthy and strong. Freshen up today with a brisk, cool bottle of water.
All right. Well, it's now time for the interesting true story of the gentleman who survived the shark attack. And boy, that's a mean-looking beast if ever I've seen one before. Lauren Kahn wrote the article about the gentleman Mike Coots, who was surfing with his buddies near his home in Kauai when he was attacked by a shark. He lived to tell about it, and here's what he learned. Well, let's face it. Shark attacks are riveting, Plenty of people plan their lives around Shark Week and even screenings of Sharknado. Thankfully, your actual odds of ever being attacked by a shark are a mere 1 in 11.5 million. Wow. That's roughly the same as your odds of winning an Oscar and slightly lower than your odds of being elected president, which makes shark attack survivor Mike Coots both incredibly unlucky and lucky. When Mike was 18, he lost his leg to a shark bite. I was attacked by a tiger shark in late October of 97. It was near my home on the island of Kauai, a typical fall morning with friends. The waves were really good, so nothing was stopping us. That is until a large shark came right up under Mike and sank his teeth into Mike's lower leg. There had been no splashing, no noise, no dorsal fin, and Mike felt no pain, only immense pressure on his lower body. And as he tried to pry himself free, the shark bit down harder, shaking its head back and forth and tossing Mike around like a rag doll. Mike followed his instinct. He punched the shark in the face again and again, which happens to be what the experts recommend until the shark released him. As Mike swam back into shore, he felt his lower right leg spasming, and when he looked down, he realized it was gone. The shark had bit his lower leg off. Mike's friends rushed to his aid, and one of them fashioned a tourniquet out of the leash from his board. The doctors later told Mike that's probably what kept him alive during the drive to the hospital. It was another long day, or another day before the fog lifted, at which point Mike opened his eyes and realized he was in the hospital, a below-the-knee amputee. For the next few bedridden weeks, Mike spent time with his family, researched prosthetics, and considered the future. As soon as Mike was given the okay by his doctors, he did what many of us might consider unthinkable. He started riding the waves again. In fact, his first time back was near the site of his attack. But Mike was unshaken. Instead, he was curious. Why was he attacked? Was it because of the tides? The phase of the moon? Mike also recalled that the morning of the attack, the water had a fishy smell. Was that what attracted the shark? Well, find out 13 more things about shark attacks you didn't know. His curiosity led him to research sharks, and while he never figured out why he became a target, Mike did learn something that would change his life. Humans are far more dangerous to sharks than the other way around, Mike tells Reader's Digest. I watched a documentary called Shark Water, and I learned about the demand for shark fin soup and the fact that 70 million sharks a year are killed for their fins alone. His unique situation as a shark survivor empowered him to give sharks a voice, Mike says. He began working with the Hawaii State Legislature to help pass a ban on shark-derived products. I partnered with other like-minded shark attack survivors and marine biologists, and we headed to Washington to urge senators to create a nationwide bill protecting sharks. I was also fortunate to speak to United Nations about the importance of shark sanctuaries. After the attack, Mike also discovered how much he loved photography, and it has become his profession. He also likes using his photos to spread the message about what's happening to sharks and why it matters. Sharks have survived mass extinction when everything else on Earth was wiped away. They're here on Earth for a very important reason, holding together the web of biodiversity, and without them, our seas cannot survive. Through social media, here's his phenomenal Instagram account. Mike found a platform to tell his stories, including debunking the myth that all sharks are mindless killers. Now check out these fascinating and super reassuring facts about sharks we bet you never knew. And you can click on that because there is a little bit of a thing where you can actually point that and it'll take you to that follow-up article. Lauren Kahn, she has covered knowledge, history, the British royal family, true crimes, and riddles for Reader's Digest since 2017. Having honed her research and writing skills as an attorney in the 1990s, she became one of HuffPost's first bloggers in the early 2000s, graduated to reporting hyper-local news in the 2010s, and has been researching and writing news and features for a wide variety of publications ever since. Aside from Reader's Digest, her work has appeared in MASH, Tasting Table, Eat This, Not That, Grown and Flown, MSN, Yahoo, AOL, Insider, Business Insider, and many others. Thank you, Lauren, for that great article. And that'll wrap up those True stories today on DMS 3000 News. When we come back, we will look at what day is today and wrap up this great show with the motivation of the day as well. All of this and more coming up in the 5 o'clock hour in just a few minutes, right after this.
From the leading edge of technology comes a new generation of video electronics from Zenith. At the touch of a button, the giant screen rises and you enjoy Space Screen 45 TV. Push a space phone button and turn your TV into a telephone. Produce a movie with your VCR and play it back on Zenith's new component TV system with stereo capability. Video High-Tech, part of the new generation from Zenith, where the quality goes in before the name goes on.
The GE 2500. It can do almost everything but talk.
GE, we bring good things to life.
Brighten up. Come where flavors are rainbow.
Skittles.
Taste sensation. Color fascination. Yes. Lemon, lime, orange, strawberry. Variety.
Skittles.
Rainbow hues to chase your blues. Brighten up. Skittles bite-sized candies. A rainbow of flavors.
Computer shopping has never been better at Radio Shack. Here's proof. Our new ultra-high-performance 386SX 20 megahertz computer with 85 megabyte hard drive, only $12.99. And it's from Tandy, manufacturer of the best-selling PC compatibles in America. Or get a 286-based Tandy home office computer with color monitor and hard drive, only $899.95. Shop your friendly nearby Radio Shack. Great selection, superior service. Nobody compares.
My friend Al's having a big party to watch the big game. So I'm setting him up with some KFC Super Buckets. For just $9.99 each, he's getting 15-piece buckets, jumbo buckets of 36 hot wings, and variety buckets with 3 kinds of tasty chicken. I said, how are you going to carry all these? Oh, maybe that's why I'm invited.
The KFC Super Buckets, just $9.99. Get them in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
All right, it's time now for our look at what holiday is today. On top of it being Holy Thursday, why not, right? Or Maundy Thursday, which of course is the Mass of the Lord's Supper. We thought we would interest you in an interesting what holiday is today with Eat an Eskimo Pie Day. Sounds yummy. Looks great. If you don't know what Eskimo pie is, we're going to tell you all about it. Yeah. It's celebrated annually on March 28th, and it commemorates the discovery of America's first chocolate-covered ice cream bar, also known as Eskimo's Pie, a frozen treat made of vanilla ice cream bar and chocolate coating served on a stick. Kind of like a Klondike bar without the stick, with the stick. In the summer of 1920, high school teacher and candy shop owner Christian Kent Nelson witnessed a boy torn between buying ice cream and a chocolate bar. The boy eventually bought the chocolate. And Nelson asked him why he didn't buy both. And the boy responded that he had only one nickel, so he couldn't buy his favorite treat. At this moment, Nelson came up with the idea of combining both treats to satisfy more children. A month later, he successfully produced the official chocolate-coated ice cream bar, which he called an ice cream bar. Now, Nelson first made 500 bars without the sticks and sold them at a fireman's picnic. After successfully selling his first few batches, Nelson began searching for a manufacturer to take his business to the next level. He partnered with chocolate maker Russell C. Stover and renamed the ice cream bars Eskimo Pies. Now, over time, Nelson and Stover sold the rights to local ice cream shops in their area. By the spring of 1922, roughly 2,700 different shops sold the Eskimo Pie, selling over 1 million per day. And in 1934, the popularity of ice cream bars was at its peak. It was then that sticks were introduced to make the pies easier to eat, shaping them into the modern version we know and love today. Nelson retired in 1961 and passed away on March 8th of 1992, leaving behind a legacy that has forever changed the global ice cream industry. So it starts in 1920 with the birth of the ice cream bar, goes to 1922, the origin of Eskimo pies, to 1934, they become Eskimo pies on a stick. And then in 1961, Nelson retires. Okay, so support your local ice cream shops and pay a visit to your favorite place and buy 1 or 2 ice cream bars on Eat an Eskimo Pie Day. You could also take your friends, family, or children with you. And check out modern artisanal ice cream bars on Eat an Eskimo Pie Day. You could get creative by adding dried fruits, nuts, candies, or chocolate shavings to your ice cream. Pack a basket of Eskimo pies and enjoy a picnic with your friends and family. There's nothing better than enjoying a frozen treat while sitting under the warm sun. Here's 5 interesting facts about Eskimo pies. In 2020, Dreyer's division of Nestle announced that they were changing the name from Eskimo Pie to Edie's Pie. Bad decision. The Eskimo Pie Company used to spend $4,000 in legal fees per day defending the rights to broad coverage of ice cream bars and for trademarking the word pie. Wow. In 1922, the popularity of Eskimo pies caused the price of cocoa beans to increase. And while Christian Nelson Kent invented the chocolate bar, it was Klondike that introduced a variety of flavors like maple and cherry. And in France, Eskimo pies are called Esquimaux bricks or Esquimaux bricks. Esquimaux bricks. I guess the X is silent for that reason. If I pronounced it wrong, please tell me in the comments. Okay, why we love this day. While the Eskimo pie still lives true to its purpose, offering 2 desserts in one. Who doesn't love chocolate and ice cream in one bite, right? And ice cream reminds us of plenty of childhood memories. A bite of the Eskimo pie is like being a kid all over again. And it's always good to patronize local businesses in your area. Help them boost their sales by buying a bar of Eskimo pie on this holiday. Yep, next time we'll see the Eskimo Pie Day will be next year on Friday when March 28th rolls around in 2025. Okay, I checked some of the other ones for what holiday is today. Nothing else really pertains to it. Something like National Eat something on a Stick Day, which is close to the Eskimo pie as you can get to the stick. Okay, it's time for the Daily Motivator of the day. Daily Motivator. Yes, here we go. Going to pull that up. Let's go to today's Daily Motivator from Ralph Marston. Of course, as you know, he is always coming up with some fantastic stuff. And this is no better. And this is just another great, probably a great saying for today. For Thursday, March 28, 2024, today's title is Great Rewards. When you encounter difficulty, there's no reason to give up. On the contrary, it means you're making real progress. And as you get closer to the summit, the mountain becomes steeper, more rugged. Keep climbing. Continue making the effort, for you'll soon be reaching the top. Every challenge you come across provides confirmation that you're making a positive difference. See those challenges not as excuses to stop, but rather as forming a platform for which to push forward. The greatest achievements come in response to the greatest challenges. And when the going gets rough, you're entering the realm of profound opportunity. When there is much that must be done, there is enormous value waiting to be created. Step boldly forward and claim that value. Whatever may come, whatever arises to block your path, keep moving. There are great rewards to be gathered just on the other side of your persistent efforts. There you go. Another great daily motivator from Ralph Marston, and boy, oh boy, what a way to end the show. I was thinking coming up in the next, either the next season when we start in June or the months leading up, I was going to do a national pet of the day. A breed of dog or a cat, a fish, a canary. If you have a specific pet you would like us to tribute on the edition of DMS 3000 News, please send a picture of your pet and the name of your pet with a brief description, and we will read your pet's name on the air and give a great description of your pet of the day. And if your pet makes it for the day, we'll have you on to talk more about your friendly little pet, whatever or whoever it is. All right. The pet of the day also will be part of the motivation of the day and the holiday of today as well towards the end of the program. So I would think that on that happy note, we'll see you tomorrow to wrap out the week. It's Good Friday tomorrow, and make it a great one, as they say. Remember to be honest, to be real, and to keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. For now, I'm Jason Icanio. Good night.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Gary Dawson Network for more great content like this one.